Hello, everybody. Welcome to HorrorBuzz Live, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Um, yeah, we have an interesting show and a very big announcement tonight. So stick around for that. Chris is going to be here with a list, and then some special surprise guests are coming to talk about some special surprise announcement. So there we go. Also, everybody, Lindsey is out tonight. She's super busy, but she sends her love. Back to very dating game. Back to Lindsey, and I know most of you were here for her, but that's kind of how it goes. So we also, hey Joshua, what's going on, dude? Okay. Also, um, let's see here. Yes, and if you're on YouTube right now, please like and subscribe, and you'll get notifications whenever we do another one of these, which is every 2 weeks right now. And then also, please follow us on Facebook, obviously on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, the whole shebang. And after tonight's announcement, you're gonna be interested to see, to sign up even more. Yes. Yes, I can feel it. Anyway, everybody, tonight, like I said, we're not going to be covering too many events, just one big one coming. Well, four big ones coming. Well, I'll get into that in a minute. That's a tease. And we will bring in Chris.
Hello, world.
Chris, what's going on?
Not too much. How about yourself?
Oh, just getting ready. Look, I have ears.
Awesome.
Getting ready for some fun times here, and let's see. We're not on YouTube. Of course, we're on YouTube, Eric. It says so. Um, at any rate, well, you're not on YouTube yet. Oh God, I blew a surprise. Anyway, so what list do you have tonight to share with us, Chris? You always come in and give us a nice little kind of a breakdown of things you like, things you prefer, and leads to some nice discussion. So, what are we talking about this week?
I'm doing the top 5 self-contained horror stories, movies that don't have a sequel, and in my opinion, don't need a sequel.
Okay, excellent. And roll the intro. Go ahead.
So, at number 5, I have It Follows. That came out in 2014. And this one was written and directed by David Robert Mitchell. And it stars Micah Monroe as Jamie. And she's a college student who's followed by this demonic presence right after she has sex with this guy at a party. And as it turns out, she has to keep having sex in order to pass this thing along, or else she's going to be doomed forever. And this movie is really good at being suspenseful and keeping you paranoid because you see people off in the distance and you're like, wait, is that it? What about that? Is that it? And the score is phenomenal by Disaster Piece. It really reminiscent of John Carpenter's kind of scores, like the ones he used to do back in the 80s. It's a phenomenal film. So if you haven't seen It Follows, that's number 5. At number 4, I have The Others. This came out in 2001, and it was written, directed, and scored by Alejandro Amenabar. If I butchered that, I'm sorry. It stars Nicole Kidman, and it's a haunted house period piece with a lot of surprises thrown in. I don't want to say too much about this film because it's one of those things that you really have to see to believe. It's so good with like the atmosphere and building up the tension and using light and shadows and making you wonder if you just saw what you just saw. And the actors are really good too. Nicole Kidman's performance is one of her best in my opinion, and it's got one of those stories that if you did a bunch of sequels, it would kind of lose effect after a while, like with Amityville, a haunted house story that has been done to death, no pun intended. So that's number 4. At number 3, I have Identity. This came out in 2003. It was directed by James Mangold.
Sorry about that.
No problem. The screenplay was by Michael Cooney. It stars John Cusack, Ray Liotta, Amanda Peet, and Alfred Molina. And it's about a group of strangers that are trapped in this isolated hotel. And one by one, they're being murdered, and they have to figure out who the serial killer is in order to survive the night. And it was based off a novel by Agatha Christie that came out in 1939 called And Then There Was None. Except it's based in modern times, like they modernized it for that type for the early 2000s. And this one's really good at the whodunit aspect because there's little things here and there of each character that makes you think that person could be the killer, person could be the killer. And it's another one of those movies I don't want to say too much about because it has an unbelievable ending. Like even if I told you what the ending was, you wouldn't believe me. Like it's one of those things you really have to see to believe, just like the others. So that's number 3, Identity. At number 2, I have 13 Ghosts. This came out in 2001. It was directed by Steve Beck, and the screenplay was by Neil Marshall Stevens and Richard DeVidio. It's actually a remake of a 1960 film, but again, it was modernized for the early 2000s. And it's about a family that's trapped in this haunted house with this psychic medium. And then they find out that the house is full of ghosts. And they have to try to survive the night and try to make peace with these ghosts so they can go to the other side, crossover, so to speak. And this one has really good gore effects and practical effects, and it's insanely rewatchable. Like this is one of my annual Halloween watches. It's so good, I can't get enough. And it's one of those things like each time you watch it, you notice little things about the different 13 ghosts that you might not have noticed before. I love that. And then at number 1, I have Seven. This was directed by David Fincher, and it was written by Andrew Kevin Walker. It stars Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Kevin Spacey. And it's about 2 detectives who are trying to catch the serial killer who bases his murders off of the 7 deadly sins. And the real question is, what's in the box? If you see the movie, you understand that reference. But this movie is really good at building up suspense. And even though it doesn't show the murder scenes like your typical horror movie does, it still is not shy about the gore, like showing the corpses and how mutilated and mangled these people are. And but it doesn't rely on that. It doesn't rely on jump scares. It actually depends on the writing, and it works on the mood. And there's just so much about this film that I could read about. It's one of those things that's so rewatchable, and each time you watch it, you notice different things, that the different crime scenes that you might not have seen before. It's so good. So that was my number 1, Seven.
Excellent. Yeah, I did hear that they were trying to make a sequel to something called 8.
I
And
hope
it
not.
went
It's got
it went
sorry.
nowhere. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's got one of those stories that's just tied up in a nice, neat little bow. And if you did a sequel to it, it would just feel like a cash grab. You know what I mean? Like there's not
Yeah,
much else
yeah, yeah.
to do with it. Same with all these
Actually,
stories. There's not much else you could do with it, especially if you've seen the end of most of these movies. It will blow your mind because where else could they go? Like where else could they go?
yeah, I'm also gonna have to agree with you on the others. Uh, saying absolutely nothing else about that film. What I will say is that uh it's easily one of the best haunted house movies I've ever seen.
Yes, yes, like of
And
all time. That's not even hyperbole. Like, oh, of course.
and haunting. Very
Oh,
haunting.
The Haunting. Yeah, yeah.
No, 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 no. The others is haunting.
Oh, you're
That's what I
saying
was
that
saying.
movie is very
It's
haunting.
just it
I
sticks with you.
misunderstood. I gotcha. I gotcha.
Haunting is good too, but, why was that not on your list? I don't know. Also, Lisa says that she might have seen me at her store on Friday. Huh? Wait, where do you work? I'll tell you if I was there. I don't know? Question mark? Anyway, sorry about that.
No problem.
Um, Chris, yeah, thank you so much for popping in and giving us your list.
You're
And
welcome.
Target, huh? Okay. Well, I mean, the other thing about it, I may have been there. The problem with Target is that you go there, you don't go there because you need something. You go there and Target tells you what you need. Um, so so here we go. And Chris, stick around and you'll be able to join in just a bit. All right, buddy?
Awesome. Can't
All
wait.
right. All right. Cool. 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 All right. Before we move on, I want to make sure that you guys are all aware of Dark Matter. Dark Matter. Dark Matter TV. It's a streaming service, a free streaming service where you can catch all of these movies. You can pay to remove the ads, but I mean, like, there's some pretty good stuff on there. So if you are looking for something to do this coming week, do that. I mean, you can't beat it. So speaking of things to do, I'd like to bring on two of my favorite HorrorBuzz people in the world. Eric and Amanda,
Hello.
how's it going, everyone?
Hello. Hi.
Good.
Excellent, excellent. Also, Peter, hi. Sorry, I meant to say hello to you. Yeah, so the three of us have been kind of toiling behind the scenes, with
Yes.
our pals at the Frida Cinema, and we have a bit of an announcement to make, huh?
Yes, we do. We're very excited about announcing what we have coming up. Not just this next month, but throughout the into the fall.
For the entire
The
year.
entire year.
Yeah.
Shall we roll the clip?
Hold on. Sorry.
I'm so choked up about the whole thing.
I think we should roll the clip.
Oh my God, what a...
And ladies and gentlemen, there you go. There you have it.
Yes.
We have the whole year of horror movie night planned for you at the Frida, and we are finally back and bigger and better than ever.
right.
Horror movie night is going to be filled with prize giveaways, dum-dums, themed drinks, spooky surprises, the video pre-show, and of course a mystery short from Midsummer Scream. Yeah. So
Yes.
who's going to be joining us, huh? Let's hear that in the comments.
Who's going to be? Well, we'll be there. So that.
I'll definitely be there too. Now, what kind of
Right.
prizes do we usually give out?
Oh, well, we usually give out our pumpkin pack, which most of the time they correspond to the film that you've come to see that evening.
Well, most of
we
the
like
time,
to-
yes, and
Most of the time.
we
Filled
also
with
like
a
to
variety
remind.
with the variety.
of
Oh
goodies.
yeah, it's filled with a variety of goodies, just
Movies
fun
Also,
stuff, surprises.
and
You just
and-
have to come and win.
and tickets to the Frida.
Oh, and tickets to the Frida.
Exactly. One of the most important
Yeah.
things is, a ticket, isn't it? Do you get a refreshment too, like a popcorn or something?
Yes,
Or no,
I
is it
believe
just
so.
free tickets?
Mm.
Yeah. So definitely we'll be able to, we give that out. And generally speaking, it's like a trivia thing or
We
or
try to
some
find fun different ways to give it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
We-
going down the roster, we have Phantasm. We have
Yes.
we have Creep Show after that.
Yes.
Yes, the 40th anniversary of Creepshow.
The 40th anniversary of Creepshow. Then after that is Alien, and then finally Halloween 3. And these are kind of spaced out.
Also, 40th anniversary.
Also 40th anniversary.
Yes, and
screening.
that's also a 40th anniversary.
Yes.
So it's going to be a pretty big. It's going to be a pretty big year at the Frida, and we're really focusing on making this just its own night out for you. Doors will open at 7:30, and pretty much when you step in the door, it's Halloween. Brian's here, and you'll see Eric forcing dum-dums on everybody. Well, or at least the people we tell you. And hold on, let me see. Chris, are you around?
I'm still here.
Awesome. Oh man, poor Chris, you're up in Canada, so I wish you could make it, but I mean, dang.
Yeah, it sounds like fun though. I'd still be there if I lived in California still.
Yeah, well, I mean, do any of the titles really stick out to you guys? I mean, to me, all of these are pretty iconic.
Oh yeah, they're all iconic, especially like Phantasm and Alien. Like those are little classic '80s, like or I think Alien came out in like the '70s actually, but those are those classic horror movies. You know what I mean? Like when people think about horror movies, that's usually what pops into their mind, like scenes from those two movies, especially, and Creepshow. That's really important too for horror.
Yes.
Yeah, no question.
Oh yeah. Well, we have a good variety this year too.
Oh yeah, I like that too. There's different kinds. That's the cool thing about horror. There's so much to it. There's so many different subgenres.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I actually, and I'm sure I'll retell this silly story when we have our screening on May 20th. But I was 6 years old when I saw Phantasm at the drive-in, and when it first came out, and like it scared me so bad I got a fever.
Oh my gosh.
It was, but I loved it. And then what's really funny is the guy who gets the silver ball in his forehead.
Yeah.
He actually played golf at where my dad used to golf at this country club called Candlewood Country Club. And
Wow.
And they were like, "Hey, Norman, you wanna meet that guy? It was all pretend. You want to meet the guy who got the thing in his head?" And I'm like, "No,
No.
I'm good. I'm good."
Well, I didn't see
I can just picture
Phantasm.
that,
So I didn't see Phantasm until I was in my probably my early 20s. However, I did get to meet the tall man at a yes, I have his autograph too.
That's amazing.
I was about 15 or so, and I went to a haunt, and it was in an abandoned. The whole thing was you could go meet like TV stars of the day, you know, like kids from Growing Pains or The Wonder Years, or not the major stars, just like other kids were on the show.
Did Kirk Cameron try to convert you?
Right. And then they also had, because it was tied into a haunt, they had special effects people there, and they had, you know, individuals who were in these films like The Tall Man. Anyway, I was about 15. My brother and his friend were maybe 11 or 12. We had to go through this abandoned shopping center. I cried the whole time because I did not want to be there, but I wanted the autographs. But I had to go through my brother and his friend laughed at me because they're like, "What is your problem?" So we got all the way to the end. And now it's like a room with people just sitting around at tables, looking not impressed that you're there so they can sign you autographs. But one man was kind enough to see that I was visually upset and hugged me and took me from like table to table for a little bit to make sure I was okay. And that was Angus.
Yeah. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I hear he was just like one of the nicest guys.
He really was. And the thing was, I had not seen Phantasm yet, but I knew of it, and I knew the cover box, and I was freaked out. I had a problem being able to walk down aisles of the like grocery store when Halloween was around, or like at the video store. I was convinced things were going to come and get me.
Well, they were. It just took a
This
little
lasted
longer.
up until like 5 years ago, where I'm okay now. But
Oh,
Yeah.
I
but
love
yeah,
how
he took
weird
my hand, he
phobias
gave me
are.
a hug, he made sure I was okay because I was really upset. So now I've told the story, but you can still come and watch it with me, and I'll tell the story again. I have a
Awesome.
story about Creep Show too.
Oh, really? Okay, tell us the story
Okay.
about Creepshow.
Adrienne Barbeau went to my high school.
That's
Yes,
the story, though.
she graduated
Whoa.
from Del Mar High School in San Jose, California.
She's
I've
she's pretty cool. She's pretty
yeah,
cool.
my friend's mom went to high school with her at the time, and so we would. And again, I knew who she was. She was a favorite of my dad's. I'll tell you that. Early 80s films.
Spilling
She was
the
a favorite of a lot of
tea.
She was a
Okay.
favorite of a lot of dads. But yeah, it was pretty cool because I knew who she was. My dad watched a lot of horror movies and B horror movies and whatever. And then my friend and I were like, "Oh, cool! She's in your mom's yearbook." They didn't know each other, but she was in the
Did
in
she
the
have the
yearbook.
same hair or no?
Huh?
Did she have the
Same hair?
Yeah.
You know, like the
No, I
big
don't believe it
helmet?
was like 1965, 66,
Oh, so it
somewhere
was like
around there.
this.
Yeah, so a little bit
Okay,
higher.
Okay,
Let me
gotcha.
see. What are the other two? Alien
And Halloween 3.
Don't have any
Which-
stories. I'm out.
Which
Well,
these
I can
these
remember.
films,
Go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say these films, Phantasm and Creepshow and Alien are ones that we've wanted to show for a while.
Oh, absolutely.
And just haven't gotten them into the schedule. So we're really
Yeah,
happy to
we've been
finally.
we've been doing horror movie night for like 5 years, and we've never been able to show those until
Yeah.
today.
Right.
Oh,
And in
Yeah.
fact,
Or Phantasm.
cool.
We've never shown Phantasm.
yes, and in fact, 5 years ago when we started doing horror movie night, our very first film was Halloween 3
Oh,
Yeah.
for the 35th anniversary. So
all
we're
comes
really
back
excited to
around.
celebrate
Full
our
circle.
5th anniversary at the
Yay.
Frida by showing the 40th anniversary of Halloween 3.
Yes.
Right.
It all
Every night will be
comes-
magical.
It really will. And that's the it honestly there are many more things coming in regards to these nights, but we wanted to make sure we had all of the films lined up and all of the dates lined up so that we could make sure to tell you to show. I never really know what's going to be happening next. Tickets are already on sale, and we're going to be posting all of the dates on our event calendar on the site. And yeah, you can go to our Facebook page, Horror Movie Night on Facebook, and I'll make sure to post these links in the chat so that you guys can see it. But yeah, so we're telling you what's going to be there and what times it's going to be there, but trust me, there's going to be more. There's going to be, especially even for Phantasm, we're working on a few fun surprises for you. Like, I don't know, that might be pretty cool that we can't say yet. We can't say yet.
Yeah, we hope to
Hush,
make
hush.
some more announcements soon.
However, we are toying with some of the drink ideas for Phantasm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Wait,
we're
not me
kicking
to-
around. Well, I mean, we're kicking around some of the ideas.
Yeah.
What are some of them?
One of them was because of the ice cream truck. We were thinking of making like an ice cream flavored drink of sorts, probably like vodka based. I'm just giving you all my secrets. And but we're trying to come up with clever names for these kind of things. And so we had
Reggie's
talked
ice
about like
cream
the tall
treat
man,
or something like that. I don't know.
but yeah,
Ice
something.
cream?
We'll figure
That's a little on the
Right.
nose.
We're
but-
working on getting some sphere shaped ice, to tie into
Oh, that's cool.
Phantasm with the sphere there. That would be awesome.
Mhm.
I
I suggested
feel like
maybe a yellow drink for the tall man blood, but
oh
I don't
yeah,
know how-
that's
I don't know how appetizing that would be.
It'd be like a
I
hard
don't
lemonade or
know.
something.
But or whether or not it would be mustard based.
I know that's what I was thinking. You never know. You have to come out to horror movie
Hey,
nights
you
and find
take
out.
surprises, right?
Maybe we just need to
But
make
yeah,
a
That's
That's
it.
one of the crazy little things that we
do that.
do, and
Yes.
the drinks are affordable. That's the
They
weird
are
thing.
affordable.
So
Yeah.
I love how you
um,
guys have the themed drinks too. That's so fun.
yeah. Well,
What is it like?
I think that was actually Amantha's idea,
Oh
and then
wow!
we've just kind of run with
It
it.
probably was.
It probably was, but
We'll
I like.
just say that it was.
I know, but I
What if
also
you
want to
don't
give
find it? You're
credit
like,
to
yeah, it was
anybody.
all her.
But I also want to give credit to anybody else who also thought of it, and I stole their idea too.
Eh,
I-
I
Hey,
mean,
at least you're humble.
I've
I don't
come up
know.
with a few of the names, but
You've got a
I,
few names. We do have some
I love the name.
diligent HorrorBuzz um, teammates who
Yeah,
are very good about providing ideas for our themed drinks, providing
oh yeah,
ideas
no
for our
question.
pumpkin pack, providing ideas for our games. Like this is a group effort with everybody.
yeah, we've got a great
We
team.
have a great team. We do. We have a great team, and we're
Yeah, our team
very
is pretty
appreciative,
amazing.
and yeah, we're always really happy. We have a good time. We like to turn it into, an event, and just a fun night out on a Friday. And now that you know when it is, there are no excuses. You
Well,
know what date. You know
Right.
what
the
dates
only
you have to be
excuse
at
is
the
that
Freedom
you're just
Cinema.
absolutely not into having any fun. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
you know,
No
you don't need fun.
excuses. I'm going to see you all there.
Yes.
but yeah,
Amantha expect
so
to see every one of you. there.
Everybody, like on Romper Room, I can see you all there.
stupid romper room. They never called my name.
Oh,
So
they
Brian
never called
says,
my name.
if you have an off-brand name or a unique name rather, like we
Yes.
do, then yeah,
Off-brand.
you don't end up not like Chris and Eric over there.
Right?
So
I know.
Steve McCormick suggests the name Rocket Pop Shot, maybe, but
Love
we
it.
have to have some kind of a Reggie thing. Reggie's Rocket Pop Shot,
Yeah.
maybe.
There you go.
Oh, I like it.
I love alliteration.
Mayhaps.
Yes.
And Chris loves alliteration. Brian says, "Go for the drinks, stay for the show."
Yes.
I like that slogan. And Brian, hopefully, I'll see you at one of these. And I miss you, sir. We still need to have you on the show sometime. Also, Peter has a question for Chris here. Chris, any word, or I'm sorry, Chris or Peter rather says, "Hey, do they do haunts in Canada?"
Oh yeah, especially around Niagara Falls and in Toronto. Toronto's about an hour away from where I live, and when it comes, well, early September is when they usually start running them, and they are way over the top, and they are amazing. Yes, that's a very good question.
Well, hopefully we'll get a few reports from them this year now that Canada is starting to loosen up with COVID, and
Yeah,
so hopefully we will see. We're still trying to get into the Niagara Falls Comic Con, but don't know what's going on with that.
sorry, folks.
I know. And that's
Is
what
you're
that
supposed to
is.
make some kind of silly over the barrel joke
Huh?
as you're trying to get into the
No, but
Niagara?
I like where you're going with that. That's awesome.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, we're
You see what I
gonna
did?
take her off of the show now. I'm
Oh, no, I'm
kidding.
It's bedtime. It's bedtime here in California.
She's going Mimi's.
I'm
Okay,
going
well,
Mimi.
listen.
Quick story.
Yeah.
The other day, our friend, we dropped her off at home, and our friend's like, are you tired? I said, yeah. She goes, are you going to go Mimi's? I'm like, I'm going to go Mimi's. Eric's like, I have never heard that expression before in my
You've
entire
never heard
life.
Mimi's?
No.
So the fact that I said it and you said it and she said it and you don't know her, it's all Eric.
Oh, it's
He's
so
out.
thing.
He
Do
just
you even
doesn't
know the
know
word
things.
chonies? Do you know what
I do.
chonies are?
Yeah,
He knows
Okay.
chonies,
I know that.
but he had never heard Mimi's before.
No.
All right. All right.
No.
Well,
So
listen,
if you wanted to kick anybody off this show,
I think it might be Eric for not knowing what Mimi's are.
Throwing her
Why
husband
don't
under the bus.
take him to go
Anyway.
and take him and show him what Mimi's are. Anyway, everybody, we are running out of time here. Oh. Also, Steve McCormick asked any word on a new Maze for Knots. No, I don't have anything yet. The second I know, you'll know. And there we go. All I do know is that paranormal's not coming back, and one of my, which bums me out because that was my favorite maze, and we know Calico Origins is coming back because that's kind of new. And that's also one of the other amazing mazes. John Cook and Ted Doherty, of course. Mesmer was good, so we'll see. Mesmer was pretty cool. It was very pretty, as
Yeah.
are all of
Yeah.
Daniel Miller's mazes. All right, everyone. Again, make sure to come to the May 20th Horror Movie Night. We will be reminding you. Don't forget to check out
Yeah.
Dark Matter TV. And anything else, ladies and gentlemen?
I just wanted to add,
Nope.
if you like movie reviews and rankings, I also have my own YouTube channel. Just search for Mr. Flickster, and I'll put my link below for that.
Yeah, Mr. Flickster. Make sure to
Nice.
go follow him too. All right, everyone. Goodbye. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And
All right.
yeah, stay scary.
Have a good night.
Make sure to continue watching HorrorBuzz!